Uh, I needed to see our investment managers and investment managers and property managers, people like that. So, I'm not talking about our facilities. When I say properties, I'm talking about the investment. You know, mostly apartments and uh, condominiums and places like that we own to to finance our operation, our research activities here. Anyway, so I wasn't able to work. So this is April, and April is the beginning of our means in Japan. April is the beginning of the academic year. So I decided to take this opportunity to talk about our current dire problematic state of excuse me state of affairs. I have a very weak, slight allergy to plants in the rice family, so I cough from time to time. But I'm feeling fine. Other than coughing, I can think and I can eat and I can walk and all that. So I'm just feeling fine. So the this document on the screen said state of the facilities, and that's what it is. Um, the You all know that quite a while ago, last summer, I guess, due to illness, of all the other four other members, of our research group, I became the only member who can work here. Um, it's quite both disappointing and it's even annoying. Annoying means I'm not annoyed uh, about the people who are sick. I'm just annoyed by the fact that so many people, four of them got sick. They're all younger than I am, only by a year or two, and one of them is only like 3 months younger than I am, but they are around the age of 70. They all developed different health problems. They have health issues, and due to them, they can no longer work at the facilities. And I'm the only, I'm a one-man army or something, the only workforce here. So um, at the beginning of, you know, excuse me, the last academic year, I I talked about was it I or someone else? Uh, Maybe it was some other member of our research group, but we talked about um, the agenda, the items on our agenda, research plans, on our agenda, but they had to be they had to be scaled down and also changed and or even relinquished, abandoned, something like that. Nevertheless, you know, since it's a research group, I should be saying we, but whenever I say we, as far as these facilities are concerned, it's just me. So I, I I'm Masayasu Aotani, but Mr. Aotani, I happen to be Dr. Aotani as well. I'm the only member, only active member of who work at the facilities here. So whenever I say our plan or we do this and that, it's actually me. Anyway, so I spring is starting now, and spring, summer, and fall, they are the seasons when I and all the members in the research group, we get busy doing field work, hitting the field, making observations and catching insects and other, you know, creatures. Uh, we do not study like animals, we don't study mammals, but we study all sorts of creatures like insects, fish, um, and amphibians, reptiles, and other other little creatures like spiders and all that. I myself, I specialize in um, Orthoptera. Orthoptera means yeah, crickets, locusts, things like that, bush crickets, you see. Anyway, yeah, where was I? Yeah, I was saying in spring, fall, and summer and fall, we need to do a lot of field work, so we can spend only a limited number of hours, number of time at the facilities, doing things like, building um, building habitats for creatures, or building cages, and digging streams and all that. But I'm still planning on spending, on the average, 3 hours, say 3 hours a day, and that with only 3 hours of work a day in the yard, I can I can still make as I have been. I will still be able to make reasonable amount of progress, I guess. What's so sad is that now, since I'm the only person, if we spend 3 hours, that would be 3 man-hours, right? Previously, there were like 4 or 5 people here, so 3 4 hours meant like 15 to 20 man-hours a day, man-hours for that day. So the difference is huge. Uh, so the things, projects and all the other activities, construction work, they all slowed down by a factor of, can I say slowed by a factor of 4? What I'm trying to say is it is like now moving forward at 1/4, a quarter of the previous speed. Nevertheless, two things are clear. Number one, I am still, more than willing to, and very keen on, continuing this work and moving forward. And number two, the the other members, they have health issues, but I think at least a couple of them, 5 out of 2, I mean 2 out of 5, at least a couple of them, I think they'll probably make a comeback. I don't know, this fall or something. I hope so. So it's we are not dead yet as a research group, or the facilities, are not dead yet. But we are going to downsize, our scale down our downsize our operation. And as I'm listing here, these are going to be the 4 major operations for this coming year. By the way, there is a lot of maintenance work. For example, cutting grass, or controlling, to be more precise. We control growth of unwanted grass. So, like cutting and controlling the growth of unwanted grass, that alone is a lot of work. So, these 4 projects, they may not seem to be that much, but because of other ongoing necessary maintenance activities, this is plenty for just one person, namely me. And I still, at the age of 70, I still go on the field work a lot. Uh, I want to. I want to go on the field work, and um, so you know. By the way, it may not look like it, but I'm still doing mathematics, and this is on the side. I mean, this well, actually not on the side. This is parallel processing, you know, between math, physics, and other sciences, and this environmental science work at the facilities. So that's another thing that you know that makes our affects our forward momentum. But we haven't lost that momentum. We still have it, and we are still moving forward. You know, yeah, we are still moving forward. It's just that we are doing so at a slower pace. What can I say? You know. So these four things are they're on the screen, but let me go over them. First, remember the beetle breeder. It's a new. I should have put new. Our new beetle breeder. I'm at number 1. Our new beetle breeder is in the front section near the west end of the front section, and I built it over the winter, and it's almost completed. I mean, it's there isn't much to do, but it's just about the most time-consuming part and the most important part is the cage, and the cage is all but completed. Is just about completed. So we are going to maintain, you know, the beetle breeder in the front section. And by the way, since I'm not conducting any research on beetles, Japanese beetles or stag beetles, you know, even though I'm a big fan of them since childhood, these are, if you recall, these beetle breeders are just to entertain, to entertain, yeah, and to serve the children in the neighborhood. Two things, right? They can watch the beetles there, and also we are freely distributing. We are distributing, you know, beetles, the beetles and Japanese beetles and the stag beetles to them for free. So I'm going to continue this maintenance work. This isn't much. And a part of the maintenance is, since we are giving away quite a few every summer, is actually catching, you know, more Japanese beetles and Japanese stag beetles in the wild. But I'm going to do that. And sometimes graduate students contribute some beetles. So maintenance of the beetle breeder near the western end of the front section. That's item number 1. Item number 2, dragonfly pond on the hilltop. Yeah, we just filled, you know, I dug the dragonfly pond over the winter. I had to do it alone. That's crazy because it's like 3 to 4 meters by 7 to 8 meters, you know, and it's the deepest part is like, oh, I don't know, 4 to 5 feet deep, I think, you know. But so I dug the pond. If you recall, it was a lot of work to remove all those big, you know, tree stubs, pine stubs, and all that. But I did all that, and the dragonfly pond is now ready, and there is much water in there, and I'm trying to fill the rest of the pond with rainwater. So that dragonfly pond, it's new. This is also new. New dragonfly pond on the hilltop is going to be maintained. For me, it's a dragonfly pond, but for those who are studying fish and other creatures like newts, you know, and other aquatic insects, in the back section, this pond is also going to serve as a reservoir. Okay, and I need to do some more work on the dragonfly pond. It's even its construction uh, is not complete, but I can do that. So maintenance and completion of the construction work, it's almost done. But you know the major part was digging and also laying the laying protective liners in the large pond liner. I'm done with that. So it's gonna it's not that much work, and we are now looking forward uh, to the visits by dragonflies. And because of the size of the pond, and also because it's on the hilltop, I think we can attract uh, large dragonflies, which tend to fly high from the ground. Anyway, so this is also, mostly the maintenance work and completion of details as well. So we are going to do that. So as for 1 and 2, yeah, it's actually I was going to say as for 1 and 2, but actually for all these projects 1, 2, 3, and 4, for a while I'll be the only one who can work on them, but I think I can do that. Let's move on to number 3. It is maintenance of the frog house. That's in the middle section. In summer and in the fall, actually in spring, summer, and fall, um, I need to check the frog house, every evening, and also um, there is a third year frog house, if you recall. So there's a large frog house in the middle section, and there's a third year frog house in the back section, and I need to check that too. And some frogs in the third year frog house, you know. Oh, by the way, I keep calling it calling it a third year frog house because all these frogs in there are 3 years old. They they will be 3 years old this year, but there are like a year old frogs and 2 year old frogs as well. And those 3 year old frogs are going to be moved to the frog house in the middle section. So I need to do those things. I'm calling them all maintenance work. I don't study frogs. I just like frogs. So I need to I need to do that. It says frog houses in the middle and back sections, right? In the middle section we have that large frog house, and in the back section, as I just said, we have this much smaller uh, frog house for the first, second, and third year frogs. Um, and as for the third year frogs, you know, uh, it's typically they start chirping in the third year, so that's something to look forward to. Come May, or maybe even late in April, they may start chirping. Chirping? Do frogs chirp? No, they croak, and they make calls. So they start making calls and they start croaking. Okay, anyway, so that's number 3. Number 4 is also a maintenance work. It's a waterway and small reservoirs and ponds, in the back section and also in the middle section. In the back section, we have we have the back canal and old reservoir. It's a large reservoir, 4.5 meters by 2.5 meters or something, large reservoir, and a couple of small reservoirs, and there are many fish as well as frogs. Frogs visit those places in summer, and I'm going to maintain the waterways and the reservoirs, ponds, whatever you call them. And on the east side of the 150-year old excuse me, warehouse, there is the East Canal, and that also needs to be maintained. But there isn't much to do. I just have to make sure that, like in summer, if it doesn't rain much, the water level may get too low, and then I need to get water, get water from the secondary reservoir, you know, a little way down the slope, and that's just about what we should do. And we have some local fish, and we have newt, and we have shrimps, and also this year, we have some roaches. This year, last year, we put 3 minnows there, um, and those very small minnows. One of them was a female, and two are males, and one of them was was a female, and 2 are males, and obviously that female laid eggs, and now I have this year. I have already recognized, checked, spotted about 10, I guess, about 10 little little minnows, and I don't study minnows. Nevertheless, I'll try to estimate the number and report on the state of the minnows uh, for the for one of our group members who's now having a health issue, unfortunately. He's not going to die. He'll recover, I think. Also, speaking of those small Japanese minnows, some of the research group members residing overseas, they mostly American researchers are interested in those minnows. One special thing about those minnows is that they are quite strong against inbreeding pressure. Meaning, remember I put only 3 minnows, right? Initially, we put 3 minnows, 2 males and 1 female, and now there are 10. And even if they keep multiplying, and they form a school of like 100 fish or something, they are still okay. If it's a human, if you start with 1 woman and 2 men, and keep inbreeding, it's certainly going to be a problem, in the few generations. Maybe in the 3rd generation already there may be a problem, but that doesn't happen. They are strong against this inbreeding pressure or inbreeding problems, whatever problems that often surface when you inbreed. But so that researcher, those researchers, as I understand, they are interested in seeing how inbreeding becomes or would not become a problem for the fish, for the minnows. Okay. At the bottom, I say this, right? My own specialty is actually Orthoptera. Orthoptera means, for example, crickets, locusts, insects in those families. So the creatures I'll be taking care of. Oh, I'll be taking care of the ants and the turtle also, but all of them are not like, they are not like my specialties. But I just love them, and also it's good for my health to work in the yard, cutting trees and digging and stuff, 2-3 hours every day. So I'm more than happy to oblige. And so that is, I don't know for how long I've talked. Uh, so that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, in the meantime, I would enjoy collecting like fish and frogs and turtles and of course crickets and all that, and beetles over the summer. That's my hobby, right? And for the general viewers, you know, it may be entertaining when I video the scenes of my catching those creatures. So I am very tired and I'm actually sleepy. Being an autistic, uh, did I tell you? Yeah, I've told you already. The reason why I wasn't able to walk in the yard today was because I had to see our property managers and our financing managers and people like that, property management people and financing people. And I spent like easily 2 hours, maybe 3 hours in the afternoon, you know, meeting those people. And being an autistic, meeting others and communicating with others too much is a no-no. We get very tired when we need to do it. Mostly we are introverts, not extroverts. So uh, yeah, hmm, I'm tired. I'm too tired to speak. Um, by the way, the reason why we get so tired is simply that autistic people cannot fathom, cannot understand, or guess, I'd say, or understand, cannot understand how others are really feeling. You see, our linguistic skills, explicit linguistic skills, meaning, by which I mean understanding what is explicitly stated in the sentence or in the statement, that we can understand that. We can understand them without any problem. But like reading between the lines or sensing, how others are feeling and stuff like that, we are very poor at doing that. And knowing that we are poor at doing that, whenever we need to communicate with others, we try very hard to actually try to understand the true meanings we are trying to convey, So that makes us very tired. Okay, I'm too tired to continue, so I'm going to sign off. So see you tomorrow in the yard. Bye bye. Until next time. Bye.